Oh my goodness. I am excited for Fleet Week, and I've got a lot of juicy leaks for you guys. I'm telling you what, this reminds me of the Expo, but like more serious, more military, definitely more dangerous. And I love that. I love it. It's got that like meet the deadliest ships of the verse. And anyhow, I saw a lot of these leaks I wanted to share with you guys. Some of you guys might have seen these already, but this looked really, really tight here. You can see the docking collar on, I think, the station above Ark right now, which they're going to show you the largest ships in the game, the exteriors, at Bajini Point. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Bajini. But let's check it out. Let's look at this. Look at these docking collars. By the way, apparently there are NPCs inside, and the interiors of these docking collars are something that you can walk in, according to some of the people on Reddit, what they're saying. Let's check it out here. Woo! Oh, man. And you should see the size of these ships. Ridiculously large. What's going on with my internet? It's gonna be like this today. There we go. Or maybe it was a person filming. Wow, that is so cool. That's really cool. Oh, that's oh. Come on now. Now, I'm imagining that some stations will have these in the future as the game continues to bring out new systems. We're waiting on Pyro. I think you'll see these in like heavily dominated UEE systems, but that was cool. And the docking collars are there for larger ships. Like we can see a close-up here of what they look like for the larger ships. Digging the looks of it. You see the Navy UEE logo on there. That's really cool. And then here's a close-up of, oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I was talking to Execute from Infrarunners about this. The gun on top, size 9. I was saying to Execute more like size 950. That thing is huge. Look at the turret on that thing with those freaking, that thing's massive. Ridiculous. Some guy in Eva just floating around, getting his shots of the Javelin. Very, very cool. What's going on with my video again? Internet technical difficulties. Let's reload. Refresh. Any day now. Come on. There we go. This guy must have been having a blast. Oh my god. What is this guy doing? Look at everybody on this thing. I think everybody's trying to find a way inside. The interiors of the ship not... Oh my goodness, wait a second. Oh, wait a second. There's NPCs in the ship? They went inside. It looks still like incomplete to a point. Oh, and you saw they're going to have fireworks. I'll show you some pictures of that. Oh, he's shooting people and... Wow. What's up, Simon? Simon says, I walked all over the top of one of the spurs checking out the landing pads and gantries. Hammer's like quad 9s. Ouch. Wow. That's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Javelin. Also, there was a picture of the Idris as well. And then let me go to I want to go to the Star Citizen Leaks channel so you guys can see the difference between the two, just as far as the size is concerned. Like, here's the back end of the Javelin, and the Javelin itself extends all the way out to the edges of the collar. You can see the size of this thing is massive. That's a really good picture taken there. So that's definitely got some serious length to it. That's what she said. That's terrible. But check out the Idris. You can see the Idris here. I think Javelin being a carrier class ship and the Idris being a frigate, an assault frigate class ship, I believe. And you can see the difference in the sizing. So the sizing does matter. No, sorry. And let's go down here. Here's some more pictures. That's a nice picture right there. That's cool. So I'm very excited about Fleet Week. Here's some of the fireworks you can see right there. That's pretty awesome. I love when they do in-game events, you know? I really do. It makes it feel more real, makes it feel more alive. Look at that. That's fantastic. That's awesome. Totally digging that. Great picture there. Another great picture. That's just, I can't wait to see this in game. I cannot wait to see these large ships in game and fly around these things. And it'll be during Fleet Week, you'll be able to see them. So that is going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'll be able to get online with you guys Friday. And I want to kind of be around the Area 18 and be able to log in with you guys and do like a video with you guys. This is great. Here we go. We can see like a Drake display for Fleet Week. You can see right there, look how tiny that Buccaneer looks with that Herald in the background compared to the Cutlasses. I never really noticed the size of the Buck was pretty small, comparatively speaking, with the larger size Drake ships, which I'm a big Drake fan. I love Drake. There you can see the blue in the background, which is now out to people who are evocati members and people who own the ship. I went in yesterday thinking I was going to be able to fly it. I was disappointed because I don't own it. And I was like, damn it. I'm like, I don't have access to the Cutlass Blue. Damn it. And then everybody else did a video on it. So I was like, there goes the moment to do a Cutlass Blue video. But there's the red, there's the Cutlass Black, the standard, and then of course the Caterpillar, which, you know, got ship of the year last year, because obviously it's going to make you the most profit. Here's the hollow areas that are showing. Is that the set? I can't remember the name of the ship, but it's a repair ship. Execute saying they actually managed to fly the Javelin in chat right now. That's great. Hammer's asking what time. If it's sometime tomorrow morning, then it's a go, and I'll let you know in the Discord, Hammer. That'll be a lot of fun. Vulture, is it a Vulture? So that's a salvage base ship. Okay. I was thinking of, this is the repair base ship that had the arms to it, but it's not. Thank you so much. This is the Vulture for salvage. Thanks, Simon. What is the repair ship with the arms? That one's always interested me. Let me know. That would be that. Is it the Vulcan? I want to look that up. Crucible. That's it, Ash. Yes. Crucible. That one I'm looking forward to. Thank you, Ash. Ding, ding, ding. You got the correct answer, Ash. Yeah, the hollow area looks pretty tight too. I like that they did that, like 3-dimensional holograms in there. Totally dig that. And that's that for those leaks. This is also, we had some theaters of war coming out here, which was a beautiful chaotic mess. It was reported that there was plenty of desync and that frame rate, you can see right there, the frames just completely ugh. But I was talking to Execute yesterday, and I was saying, like, you know, I kind of expected this would be what I would see, but I'm happy to see the groundwork. So you can tell this is very rough right now, beginning stages, but at least the groundwork's there, and Eventually, this sniper stands still and just takes pot shots at people's head. And he's getting headshots here occasionally. You can see, I think there's a Vanguard. I think there's a Warden. And it's just like, it's so chaotic. I think people are just having a blast. They say right now, obviously, and you know, this is the other thing. They're saying, oh, it's unbalanced and all this shit. And I'm like, you know, guys, this is just the very beginning. They're doing these tests because they want to make sure they're balancing everything. So you're not going to have a perfectly finished rollout of Theaters of War right now. Just not the way that it's going to happen initially. There's got to be a testing phase so they know how to balance the ships. They know how to balance the different assets in the game. This is why they're doing this, and that's why I'm happy about Theaters of Wars, because it's going to be a equalizer. It's going to help with PvP. It's going to help with PvE. It's going to help with combat scenarios, both dogfight, both ground battles, FPS. It's going to help on so many fronts. So I'm happy to see this. But as you can see, though, it's got terrible desync issues, and frame rates are just kind of scattered all over the place. But you can see the scale. Another thing that I was talking about, Execute had mentioned yesterday, just the vast scale of it. And there's a station above that. It gets people excited, gets me excited. So I'm looking forward to it. What's up, Cash? Yeah, absolute molasses. Cash is like, this is molasses. Yeah, frame rate, just not so good. I think there was 40 people on this test. And you can see things are desyncing all over the place. So they're going to have to fix things as they move forward here. But at least we got like a starting point, you know? So I'm going to take it as a positive because it's there. I think Sean's very positive about the project. And that guy just gave a thumbs down, I think, for the frame rate. But a lot of chaos happening. They were saying, like, if you're in a ship, it's pretty much OP. And you demolish and destroy everything. At some point in this video, and I'll put this down in the link as well once I put this to highlight on YouTube, you're actually able to see like people coming out with rocket launchers. It looked like the rocket launcher. There's a dude with a. Oh wait, we're gonna get a headshot here. Let's see here. The guy's aiming it up, and oh, that should have hit, and that did hit. There we go. So that was cool. First shot doesn't seem to do much unless it's just hitting for damage and doesn't kill. Second shot. You would think that the headshot right there would be a kill. Old school Battlefield BF4 player myself. Usually hit them in the head and they drop. Not quite sure if the armor is an indicator there, if this is just like more desync issue. But I was excited to see this personally. Very, very excited to see this content. And I don't think they'll be releasing it. I really don't think they'll be releasing it with Fleet Week. I think this is going to be at least another 2 to 6 weeks. Thereabouts. If they do and they release it in this format, you're going to see a lot of people bitch about it that don't understand development. And that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad because, you know, this is going to be a process. This is just going to be a process. Also, this was interesting. Speaking of development, we had a question here in Spectrum, which is so toxic at this point. But this guy asked a question. Where is iCache and physicalized inventory at now? He says, it's been a very long time since we had an update. Can Sig please give us more insight? Chris mentioned it was coming middle of this year, but over the last 2 patches, ship and hat persistence are no longer existent. And I think many of us want an update as to where it's at now. I'm sure this is something many of us look forward to being added. It was a very polite kind of way of saying what's going on. Somebody responded to it, this angsty guy. He said, wouldn't it be faster to just license all the technology from a mature MMO where all the things have not only been programmed, but also bug fixed and perfected throughout the years in live non-beta conditions? So he's saying basically taking the Elder Scrolls engine as it is and plugging it into the game. It's not really that easy. And I loved the answer here from Chad McKinney on this. And at the very end, he's basically said, hey, I worked on Elder Scrolls. Like, dude, and I'm going to tell you why you can't just get up and do that. The response is that he sees this stuff all the time. And essentially, I highlighted the part that's most important. He says, I can tell you that is often a mistake to bet highly on your most important fundamental systems on some other entity and hope that their solution really fits your needs, and you will get the support you need. Talking about licensing, trying to like alter somebody else's engine towards your game. This is the type of thing that like a lot of people don't get in game development. You can't just like, a lot of people were saying that when I did the video about Unreal Engine 5, and they were saying like, hey, DG, and I saw so many comments like, why don't they just plug in the Unreal Engine into it? You know, and it's like, guys, it just doesn't really work that way. If you even think about Star Engine, how it started, okay, they took the Crytek engine. Okay, they want to make Crytek engine being the useful. They wanted to do that, to take the movement, to take everything the engine's responsible for CryEngine. Then they adapted it. Then they called it Star Engine, and now they're working with their own engine essentially. While Crytek does their own thing, and while Amazon picked it up, and I can't remember what they named it. They named it something as well. So now there's like 3 different versions of the original Crytek engine out there, and it's evolved, and they're doing their own things on the games that they're responsible for. Amazon's is Lumberyard, isn't it? I think it's Lumberyard. And so, you know, you'll see like Amazon using Lumberyard engine for Perfect World, which I'm really interested in that title. And that's completely different now from Star Engine. You see, you seeing Cloud Imperium using Star Engine now, which is nothing like the original Crytek engine that they started out with, and Crytek, boom, splintering off on their own. So it's like taking the engine and just separating it 3 different ways for the projects that they're involved in. You're trying to take something else and plug it to do something else, usually not the best way to go about it. Hammer's saying, I wonder how they are going to balance projectile drop versus energy weapons not dropping. Yeah, you could see in that video on Theaters of War how, like, you know, that's something, I don't know. I don't really know how they're going to go about it. I'm really not quite sure. Hey, and Effigy, how you doing, dude? They can do that stuff with, like, Vulkan, but no way they can do that with Star Engine without a rewrite. Yeah, and I think they're so far along in Effigy that why would they do that? You know, I don't think they'd do that, because that'd be almost like a whole start over, you know? And I got a lot of comments in the video that I did where I was reacting to the new Unreal Engine 5 and like the nanite technology was amazing. The lumen technology was amazing, but that's not to say that like Star Engine won't be capable of doing these things. I'm sure that Cloud Imperium is going to continually evolve Star Engine to the point where you're seeing the same things happen off Star Engine that you're seeing off the Unreal Engine right now. It's just the way these things evolve in development. It's just how it goes. Info Runner says they would have to be sharing tech for sure with Amazon. And Effigy says they could, however, create their own native and lumen technology. Right, exact, or nanite and lumen technology. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, we got that response. Basically, where Chad McKinney, who Chad seems like a cool dude. Chad McKinney is lead gameplay engineer at Cloud Imperium Games. You can see he's a professional programmer. He worked on Elder Scrolls. He's been with Cloud Imperium for 5 years. He knows what he's talking about. He's trying to explain to Anxie's reply here to the original post. But my thing is like, hey, how about answering the original post? The original OP, who's asking like, hey, can we get an update? So everybody's clapping, you know, for Chad McKinney's, you know, source. I worked on Elder Scrolls kind of response, but he hasn't answered the original question. So like, you know, it's kind of like, to me, it's a dodge, you know, like, okay, great. We got the fact that you're replying to reply, but what in the hell is going on? Anyway, I got to answer this. It's Christy right now, guys. I'll be right back.